What's up, you guys? Welcome to day 39 of my daily vlog. The amazing space.
I'm gonna go over this in just a minute, okay?
I had kind of a crazy morning, honestly, guys. I had a 10 o'clock group coaching call from my Insiders Club at my membership program. Totally forgot about it. So now I'm playing catch up, trying to get that done. I'm going to give those guys an extra group coaching call next Saturday because I goofed up, didn't make it to this one on time. But I'm still gonna get the coaching call done for them, for anyone who showed up, and plus I got a ton of questions by email that came in for the coaching call, so I want to knock some of those questions out, and so I'll have that. It'll be on replay for those guys for the rest of this weekend. But anyways, that's what I'm doing now. I'm also running an affiliate campaign for one of my students, and that's pretty cool. That's going pretty good. And then, what else? I'm working on a new I've been testing paid traffic a lot lately because I'm tired of running affiliate traffic, to be honest with you. To be frank, I'm sick of running affiliate traffic. It's too unreliable. It's too expensive, and I want to change some of the ways I launch products, some of the ways that I do things. So I've been working a lot on that. As you guys know, you've seen me taking some trainings. You haven't seen everything. I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff that honestly you guys probably wouldn't care about anyway. It's some real geeky analytical marketing crap that you're probably not going to care about. But other than that, man, everything's cool. I got something to talk to you guys about later tonight, but I'm not talking about it right now because I got a bunch of work to do. In the template, right? The reason is because you don't want the interviews to go crazy long, man. You know, that's hard on the interviewer, it's hard on the interviewee, and it's hard on the audience, okay? That 5-question template is designed to have those interviews coming in at around, 20, 25 minutes, okay? And that's a great amount of time for an interview. Almost anyone can sit through that long of an interview. You have to understand, the average YouTube video that people want to sit through, average watch time is 4 to 8 minutes. So, asking someone to sit through a 20-minute interview, that's about all they're going to want to sit through. So the 5 questions are designed to keep you in there. You can provide great value in those 5 questions. The key is, man, when it comes to doing an interview, you want to ask an open-ended question, and then you want to step out of the way and let them talk. So if you notice in Talk Show Empire, one of the questions was, can you tell us a little bit about your story? How did you go from working at a normal job like everybody else to launching a digital product, or to starting a blog, or to starting a podcast, or whatever? How does that happen? Tell us that story for a minute. Right? That's an open-ended question. That's not a yes or no question. It's open-ended, so that gives them a chance to really, really expound upon their story. Those are the kind of questions you want to ask. You want to ask those types of questions, then you want to get out of the way and let them talk, okay? The interview is about them, it's not about you. So it's not as much of a conversation as it is about them being able to tell their story and you getting out of the way, giving them room to talk. And then a lot of times when they start answering these open-ended questions, you will come up with other little questions that you didn't think about before. So the 5-question thing is also designed to give you some space as an interviewer, so you don't have to constantly think about what the next question is, and you're thinking about just getting through this list of questions, and you're not even thinking about what your interviewee is saying, right? And that doesn't really help. You want to be active in what they're saying. You want to hear what they're saying, so that they might say something interesting that you have another question about you can ask them about. Almost like fitting in another question in there, not quite becoming part of the conversation because you want to give them the floor all the time, but you might have another question off of what they said. It takes a little practice to do a good interview, man, but the best advice I can tell you about that is just stepping out of the way. Now, I don't know if you can see all these stars I'm looking at in the sky. You probably cannot. But I'll tell you what, there is a lot of them. Can't really see most of them. But I'll tell you one thing, it is beautiful. What is up, Wild Bunch? I've been waiting all day to tell you guys about this. Married school teacher, 26, filed for divorce 2 weeks before she was arrested for having sex with a 14-year-old student, an 8th grader. Amazing. Stephanie Peterson Ferry, 26, made her initial court appearance Thursday and had her release bond lowered from $25,000 to $12,500. Ferry was arrested Wednesday on charges of lewd and lascivious behavior over alleged relationships with a 14-year-old boy. The teen told his parents this week that Ferry had been sending him nude photos. He also said she bought him marijuana and a bowl to smoke it. Peterson resigned from her science teacher position on Monday. She is now in the middle of divorce from her firefighter husband, Brandon, whom she married in 2015. Amazing. That's amazing. Man, I have a lot of thoughts on this. Let me just get through some more of this article so you guys have more background about what I'm talking about. A former middle school teacher accused of having sex with a 14-year-old student as well as supplying him marijuana was released from jail on Thursday night after having her bond reduced as it emerged that she is divorcing her husband. Stephanie Peterson Ferry, 26, was led into a Daytona Beach courtroom dressed in an orange jail garb with handcuffs restraining her wrists for her initial courtroom appearance. Ferry appeared somber and pale during the brief hearing and at times used her long black hair to shield her bare face from the news cameras in the courtroom. Her defense lawyer asked the judge to release his client from jail on her own recognizance, arguing that she poses no threat to the public, had no prior criminal history, and was not a flight risk. The prosecution asked the judge to keep the bond amount unchanged, given the egregious nature of the crime and the victim's young age. But the county judge agreed to lower the bond amount from $25,000 to $12,500. So she had sex with a 14-year-old 8th grader, and they lowered the bond from $25,000 to $12,500 because she poses no threat to the public. That's amazing. He also barred Ferry from having contact with the victim and his parents or anyone under the age of 18 who is not related to her. Under the conditions of her release, the 26-year-old who stands accused, among other things, of sending nude photos to herself to her former student is prohibited from using the internet to post selfies online and must take unspecified medications that have been prescribed to her. Ferry posted the bond amount a short time after Thursday's court appearance and walked out of the Lasuvia County Jail about 5 p.m. Well, that's amazing. Now I'm going to get to these comments here because I want to read some of these comments to you guys. But before I do, I just want to say my initial thought when I read this story and I heard about it today was, you know what, man? If that would have been a dude, they would have locked him in jail and threw away the key. You know what I mean? They just would have locked him in jail and threw away the key. The dude would have been a freaking monster, you know? Giving a 14-year-old boy or girl drugs and having sexual relationships with that kid. The dude would have been a monster. He would have been a monster pedophile. And nobody would have had any mercy for this dude. But this chick, because she's an attractive female, she gets her bond cut in half and is out of jail by 5 p.m. on her own recognizance. It's amazing. She doesn't pose any threat to the public. However, she abused her power and committed statutory rape on a 14-year-old boy. I don't know how that doesn't pose a threat to the public. I don't get it. I guess because she's an attractive female, she doesn't pose a threat to the public. You know? I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Or here's another one I thought. That was the first thought I had. Then the second thought I had was, actually, you know what? It wouldn't even have to be a man. What if she was an ugly, unattractive, fat lady teacher, right? Would she have posted bond at half the amount? You know, would she have had her bond lowered, posted before 5 p.m. and been out of jail? Would that have happened? You know? I don't know. I don't know. It feels like it wouldn't have happened that way if she wouldn't have been a young, attractive female teacher. It feels like it would have been different if it would have been a guy or if it would have been an overweight, unattractive woman. It feels like it would have been different to me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I want to read you some of these comments on this news story. Okay? Now keep in mind, we're talking about a person who committed statutory rape on a 14-year-old boy after giving them drugs. Alright? Comment number 1. She is attractive. Shame for the husband. She is attractive. Shame for the husband. It's amazing. What a difference makeup makes. Incredible body. What in the world would attract you to a 14-year-old? He's just an immature kid. Right. He's just an immature kid. I bet you would do a much better job. This guy, man. This guy, he's thinking about himself here. He's like, hey, man, you know, what would you attract you to a 14-year-old? She takes a good picture. Oh, look, she has a tattoo. Clearly, poor judgment is nothing new for this woman. It's a little better. Makes me mad. My daughter works her tail off as an assistant teacher for middle school and loves it. Takes forever to get qualified fully in our state to teach. And here these teachers commit crimes and throw it away. Shake my head. It's just amazing because that comment was geared, the way that comment was written, it was like, oh, these teachers commit crimes and throw their career away. That's amazing. Because if this would have been a guy teacher, he would have been villainized and they would have had comments to support that villainization. Vilification. They would have had comments to support it. He wouldn't have been talking about the teacher throwing the career away. Or she wouldn't have been talking about the teacher throwing the career away. She would have been talking about how this guy's a monster because he fed drugs to little kids and then he had sex with them. That's what would have been the topic of conversation. It's amazing the double standard that I see sometimes. Well, this should help speed the divorce proceedings right along. Yeah, that was your takeaway from that? Woman has sex and feed drugs to 14-year-old 8th grader, and your takeaway is this should speed the divorce proceedings right along? Yeah, makes sense. How embarrassing for the husband that she went from a larger size to a smaller size. Amazing! That's amazing! Losing faith in humanity, one person at a time. Those were some of my takeaways after reading the story. I wanted to look a little bit deeper into this because I felt like it wouldn't have been the same for a man. So when I looked around on the internet for a story of a male teacher having sex with a student and what kind of punishment he faced, here's what I found, and it was surprising. Like a ton of women having sex with their students. That's what I found. It was actually a lot harder to find a male teacher having sex with a student than it was all these women teachers having sex with students. It was amazing. Couldn't believe it. I had to go back to like page 15 or 16 on the Google search engine to find anything about a dude having sex with a student. It was amazing. I couldn't even believe it. Couldn't believe it. I had no idea that this was such a prevalent problem. Women teachers having sex with middle school kids. I had no idea. And then really getting let off the hook kind of easy. Most of them are really getting let off the hook kind of easy. And that's amazing to me. I can't believe it. I mean, I don't care how attractive this woman is. And that's another thing. When I did find male teachers having sex with students, this is what's really weird, you guys. Tell me if you think this is weird. All the male teachers that I found that were like pedophiles having sex with these kids, they were like kind of like unattractive, overweight, shaggy looking dudes. You know what I'm saying? They kind of fit the part of monster. This dude is a monster pedophile. Like he kind of fit like a stereotype almost. And then all these girl teachers that I saw, they kind of fit a stereotype too. They were fitting this stereotype of hot, sexy vixen teacher having sex with a student, you know? It's almost like they're just like fitting into stereotypes or something. And then I started thinking like, I went in a whole other direction at that point. I started thinking, is any of this stuff even real? I mean, this is crazy. The same story over and over and over again. 26-year-old teacher, 26-year-old science teacher has sex with middle school student. 28-year-old English teacher has sex with middle school student. It's the same story over and over and over again. 26-year-old teacher, she's always young, she's always attractive, she's always a science teacher or an English teacher. It's the same story over and over and over again. If you look back over the last 2 years, you will find this same story multiple times over and over again. It blew me away, all right? And when I noticed the same story repeating itself over and over and over like a formula, that stands out to me, okay? It stands out to me. So it's really weird. Don't take my word for it. Maybe I sound like some kind of crazy ranting fool to you, but don't take my word for it. Go do your own research. Look it up. It's amazing. It's amazing what you'll find when you start looking it up. And when you start seeing the same story, virtually almost identical, just repeating itself over and over and over. She's also always married. The chick's always married. She's always been married for a couple years. It's amazing. Always 26 to 28. Always a science teacher or an English teacher. Always been married for a couple years. There's always a husband. And it's always a middle school kid. It's amazing. I don't understand. And she always gets let off light. Very rarely do you see these women do crazy prison time. It's amazing. Anyways, you guys proved me wrong. Let me know. Give me some faith in humanity. Tell me this isn't some weird conspiracy. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I think this story is outrageous, personally. I think it's outrageous that someone can treat a kid like that and just get off so easy. I think it's outrageous how people reacted to it in the comment section. And I think it's downright scary that I'm finding the same story over and over and over again throughout the last 24 months. It's amazing. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I want to hear about it. That's it for tonight, guys. Day 39 is a wrap. I hope you guys had an amazing day. Thanks for hanging out with me a little bit today. Leave a comment section if you're interested in this story. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that bell notification, subscribe to my channel. I thank all my subscribers for being here. As always, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, everybody.